And Drow Ranger going out.
Actually, this is very good from TNC.
Okay.
I like the Drow quite a bit.
I like Drow. She's one of my favorite heroes. She's just tough to make work in the current patch. I think she has to be almost always an absolute last pick, picked against specifically Medusa or Terrorblade. I think are her two good carry matchups.
Yeah.
Really nice hero for doing exactly what you just saw there. So they're doing a good job of capitalizing on it so far. Timber, no early stacks now.
First blood is a great way to be able to start things off for this Drow Ranger. Simultaneously, we do have the Medusa matched up against the Mars in the bottom lane. They're going to get a secondary kill here. PYW just not respecting this multi-shot enough from TNC. As a big creep wave is coming in back over to the bottom lane. We're going to watch this Ancient Apparition fall as TNC continue to find little openings here in the laning phase.
Helps secure the bounty rune, and then by the time this massive creep wave is pushing in the tower, then rotates back bottom and gets that cold feet off, making it so Bach can't get quite all the CS that he wants to get. So just really efficient movement on a hero like Ancient Apparition. And just as I say that, this mid laner that he's set up perfectly for success just dies.
But instead, he gets the kill, and so he continues to dominate in CS. 27-6 now for him, and look at this. Even Old 11 is in some trouble here as they've managed to find him stuck in the trees, and the Drow will continue to pepper him away until he dies.
Huge rotation.
Yeah, exactly. Like all this rotation that's happening right now with the Lion is purely because Boke doesn't really have anything too scared, and as a result, they are now potentially finding yet another kill in this top lane. The multi-shot is off the mark, though. PYW is going to roll back in to be able to claim the kill onto Tim's, and Gabby is a little bit too scared for his life here. Boomy comes in from behind and looks to be able to put the black to BYW. Will fall eventually here in the Drow.
Are that great individually. I think it's going to be a matter of like a tiny blink and a lion finger 4-man, 5-man gank that they just throw everything at him.
It's going to require a lot for sure. As Tim's going to show up, just him and the Mars. Okay, TP rotations are coming in. Nice silence. He's trying to stop Boke from being able to get some sort of play. Boke is actually going to go for the Earth Spirit instead, while keeping Old 11 kind of chained away by the arena. Fortunately, he's able to find a Timber chain away to the side. He gets a bit of distance here and should be fine. Okay, the Avalanche canceling one of those here. Armel looking for the toss back. Boke starts backing himself away. They manage to get the gust afterwards. Timber chain is still going to happen here, but a spear interrupts. Tim's, he's now finally here, and they actually don't need the finger. They just need everybody on TNC to show up. They made that play in time with the Siege Wagon push, right? So now it means this push is so much more effective at being able to pressure the tier 1 tower. They may not be able to get it, though. Charge on out. Immediately going for the Drow Ranger. They're going to be able to get the coil onto the two of them. After the Drow's dead, the Mars is going to be coming up next, and TNC, the rest of the supports have already moved away. Fortunately, Boke did manage to read the fact they were out of stuns, so.
But Puck, on the other hand, that's why we see Tiny often picked against it.
And if they can consistently deal with the Puck, then, I mean, these other heroes, they don't really rotate, right? Timbersaw and Medusa operate in the same kind of field, right? They both love standing in front of towers and hitting creeps because they're so unthreatened, but they don't move around and make things happen necessarily.
And they still have the tower bottom, and they're
there's the finger, and it's used to kill Old 11 again, just like you were talking about. Now they can finish up the tier 1 tower. TNC are really understanding what is strong about VICI Gaming right now and countering it appropriately. And let's watch Armel try and get this initiation on. Ori misses out and is going to potentially, he's definitely dead. The Ice Blast is coming in. He's still stuck inside the coil. The shots are going to come in from Ori on the high ground, and he dies. Just we begin to praise them for their nice moves. Looks like a bit of a blunder by them in the mid lane as VICI Gaming take 2 kills.
Yeah, it was absolutely paramount that TNC leveled the objective field, and because they dedicated so many resources to bottom VICI, similar to what they did to Liquid, just punishes a bit of overgreed in terms of distribution of the map.
Cold feet, slowed down. Boke trying to have a hard time getting away, but he is going to be planted down. The gust, though, the multi-shot, that's enough to be able to kill Ori. So they actually trade out here. Armel tosses him on to DY, and Gabby uses that positioning to now attack BYW. Fortunately, he's able to roll away before the Avalanche comes in. A 1-for-2 trade-off. They did lose their all-important mid-tower, though.
Core's dewarding
SMH. Well, he got it now.
That's what supports are for.
Yeah, so essentially just lost 75 gold. But, you know, it's support gold, so nobody cares. 50 gold, you're right.
You're the support here.
Past.
Yeah, I'm the core. How do you not know that?
You know, it's just these damn patches, they change too much. Armel catches him before he can phase shift, and Ori dies again. Armel continuing to address the opposing mid laner of VICI Gaming. Tims is probably going to lose his life for this one, though. The Chakram coming out. The arena is actually going to keep him away. It bounces back old 11, and now he's trapped. Tims coming back in for additional disables. He says, remember me? I've got your number, buddy. 3 dead on the side of VICI Gaming, and TNC winning a mid lane fight.
Really speeding up the farm. Medusa seemed like the primary beneficiary of that, but Drow, same idea, just more situational.
So I have a mechanics question for you. As soon as we watch PYW, is he going to be saved here by the puck? Ori's coming in. Armel's also here, though. The coil's going to go out. They're going to throw everything they have on the Lion, and they're going to be able to jump away from this Tiny. Ori jumps to his orb, and PYW rolls away. What does that mean?
You know what? I'm not going to confidently answer that. Okay. I never thought about that.
Yeah.
I don't know, actually. You know, I said no. I should probably Google this after the game, because I play a lot of Drow, and
don't Google it, because I looked at the Wikipedia, and it doesn't say anything about it, so.
Really?
Yeah.
I would have to test
you would
it in
have
the lobby.
to test it, yeah.
Okay, I will do that.
And I was too lazy at the time to test it.
Remind me at the end of the game.
VICI Gaming trying to catch, and they do manage to kill this Timbersaw, but the puck is in trouble. Oh, they're rolling from PYW. That just bails out Ori, as he was certainly going to get tossed on, but Armel is interrupted by the support of VICI Gaming, saves his core's life.
We saw it last series. I feel like maybe Mickey didn't quite adjust to the new meta, that the delay on the mana on the Mystic Stake talent, as well as the reduction of the stun duration on the Ags. So you can still go it later. It's still very...
Oh, they had a sentry laid down.
That's a lot of heroes.
Oh, he was like, haha, I broke a smoke, but instead, TNC pops a sentry on their way up there. Immediately spot the puck, immediately disable him. They're going to get not just the puck, but also the Earth Spirit. And can we see where that sentry was? Did he drop it to block the camp? Yeah. Oh no, it was still there. You're right.
Yeah, it's the same. It's the same sentry. What happened was he blocked all the camps. They came and dewarded all of them and killed them, and then he walked back and did it again. So I guess they didn't expect that, or maybe since they cleared the ancient camp, they think it's fine. But at this point, this is so annoying.
Oh, he almost got away from that. The coil hits him, and he snaps it himself off of the force. But they still have a lot of damage problems when it comes to this Enchantress.
You were going to say a lot of damage. You were going to say a lot of damage.
Oh, dear.
You added that word problems at the end there.
A lot of damage problems.
That was clever. That's clever.
I wasn't sure where I was going. I have a lot of, and I was like, how do I finish this sentence? Damage problems.
Yeah, that was really good, because you set yourself up to address whatever does end up happening.
Yeah.
I prefer to make predictions that I can justify either way. That usually works out well for me.
We now have the Scotty complete for the Medusa, and that is a huge upgrade for her, and she is not that far behind the Drow when it comes to net worth. They're pretty neck and neck. Gabby completing the BKB.
Yeah, I do not know how the Drow Medusa matchup plays this patch. I just don't.
They're setting up. They're actually going to try and fight this one. VICI Gaming smoked on in. They're going to break onto the Enchantress here, but the roll in. PYW with the coil. On top of that, they managed to catch 2 nice heroes, but at the same time, they're struggling to be able to burst him down. Mars got his full assault out before he finally falls. A 1-for-2 exchange, but Gabby, because of the Scotty, has to get out of here, but he's not going to be able to. He runs out of the BKB charge, and now on his second life, he's surrounded by 4 heroes. There's no way out of this one, right? Armel sitting on the side, looking for a way to be able to help him out. He tosses away the Timbersaw, but ultimately that may cost him his life. No, he gets the TP away. He's going to be good. Boomy, are you good as well? Still has a 4-staff. He wants to try and go back up the high ground here. Goes for it. TP's away. No stuns. He's out.
Okay, I'm starting to cut a little slack to Liquid here, because I'm seeing an exact recipe of mistakes coming out from TNC that I saw from Liquid against VG. So I'm going to call it the common factor of VG being in the game. They seem to surprise these teams quite a lot with the fights they're choosing to take. So what we're seeing here is that Drow usually sits in the back. Medusa actually isn't a threat to Drow because Drow outranges her. So Puck is compensating by being a threat to the Drow. Now, earlier on, we saw the Spectre going for the Diffusal, and then we saw the DK going like Sanj and Yasha Satanic. Similar idea.
Spear back, jumping on a Timber Saw. Good idea, bad idea, we're about to see as he's managed to get away. Last shot though, the arena comes out. He's held in place, the multi-shots, they're coming in. He can't
Stop running into the wall.
Arena. He just keeps on bumping into it. He's, get me out of here, get me out of here.
He was probably gonna die anyway, but that looked awfully bad.
Yeah.
Man, it's like those horror movies where the room is collapsing on you. And
Oh God.
let me out.
The spikes. Spiked wall is coming out. 11-21, and finally TNC. And make a little bit of a play. I was going to ask you what their next timing was. Armel, Cod's trying to go for bounty runes here. Force pop his BKB. He actually tosses the Medusa over. And the Medusa, I think he's happy with this position because they're on top of Gabby right now. With the last second of BKB, he's going to go for the TP out. He does manage to make it, but Armel is still here in the triangle. Same spot he's been for the last 10 seconds. He's just been kited to hell. And who has the gem, by the way?
Is this Sentry? To de-ward the Sentry earlier.
No, sorry, I meant somebody has a gem. I saw it in an inventory. Oh, DY. The
ownership
overlay
thing. Let's see. It doesn't say it's somebody else's, so usually that means
so
it's his.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Hex onto the buck and a TP away. I believe. Okay, you're good. You're good.
Never mind. He went for the Axe. I respect that. I think it's really important.
Oh, had to use the arena to keep Poyoyo away from him in order to get that Scotty debuff off so that we can run away a little bit better. Also had to use BKB, so...
it's really the Puck just getting caught with her pants down. I don't know if Puck can wear pants based on her anatomy, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. I mean, it's like those talks of a dog wore pants. How would it wear it? Would it wear it in the back 2 legs, or would it wear it on the floor and just cover up the underbelly? Oh, the 11. It's in some deep play right now, getting on top of Gabby. They're going to toss him away over to Tim's on the side. PYW's going to follow up this initiation, though. They're going to go for the Mars, who still doesn't have his BKB up. The BKB going off from the Drow, but he actually got Stone Gaze, and now the Ice Blast, he's trying to get away from the clips him ever so barely, and just a little bit of damage, and he dies. He's going to actually finger of death, return fire onto PYW here as Armel pops a BKB and looks to just slowly run away. Poyoyo pursuing with a blink dagger. He's trying to make sure nobody gets away, but it is maybe a dieback here from Bo because he actually pops BKB and Arena to make sure he stays alive back inside of his base. Armel managed to execute the Earth Spirit at least, but VICI Gaming.
He is doing literally 0 damage in these fights, and there's not much he can do about it as this game moves forward. They're getting an Aegis on the side of VICI to make matters even worse. Is that an Ags or a Refresher? That's a free Ags from Medusa. Any team with a Medusa on it, 15k net worth lead, you're always feeling good for that squad, as Puck did go for that Ags, but now is going for the Daedalus. And the emphasis here is it's not just Medusa. When we look at the net worth, the 16,000, it's not some Medusa up in her own world. It's second in the game is Timber, and fourth is the Puck.
Oh, almost dying there, but does manage to jump away just in time. PYW is in pretty deep here. They managed to get the coil onto 2. They throw out the finger of death, but they are currently gazed up, and Poyoyo is going to continue to move forward with this swift blink, dishing out the damage, but now he's a little bit isolated. He's running out of mana. They can actually deal with this first life relatively easily. The Puck's back in. Medusa about to revive. Meanwhile, Boke actually missed out on the spear on PYW, and PYW gets away as a result of that one. The Puck has asked to jump away, though, and the Medusa is just being tossed in deeper and deeper. And then Gabby pushes them away. They bring down the Medusa. VICI Gaming overstepped themselves.
Cooldown reduction. Cooldown reduction.
Yeah. So he's going to be
really good.
He's got the Ninja Stars.
Gear.
Yeah, so he's going to be constantly smoked.
That's really good for his positioning in fights, but the minute he throws out a spell, they'll know where he is.
Found Boomy. And Force Staff will only take him so far.
So it allows the momentum of the waves to constantly be in favor of VG, and TNC has to just hug each other. As you see old 11, like, yeah, they don't know exactly where his team is. Yes, they have some idea that he's alone, but you have to...
Oh, he is really alone now. They actually, no! They toss him up, and they don't manage to get the spear onto the wall, and Old 11 gets off the BKB as a result. And look at that, with his level 25, he just ripped Armel apart with that whirling death. He actually is now coiled up, so he's not going anywhere. The BKB is going to fade out. Meanwhile, Timbersaw sticking on to Gabby. He's not letting him get away so easily. BYW is going to catch up. BKB, TP out, but they lost Armel. They just take the tier 3, and then they back up to go for Roshan. Now, TNC is moving outside of their base. A bit surprising to me.
There is an Ag Scepter in this Rosh.
DY showing on the bottom wave. It's just a 5 position, but they are going to still try and contest this Roshan, but they realize it's too late. Boke. Uh-oh, 2-man coil, managed to catch Boomy as well. They both snap it immediately. Lion, Earthspike totally whiffs, and these two are dead.
It's so easy for BG to execute these kills.
Pull VICI Gaming deep inside of their base, and
it is quite possible
against there. Yeah,
it is incredibly difficult, but it is possible.
Especially as they go deeper into the base. As you can see, Old 11 using his flamethrower on the tier 4s. That's one way to force the Drow Ranger back. That's one way to force buybacks here. Boke gonna use his toss back. There it is. Armel throwing it back into the team. This time they do manage to land the spear, but Poyo blinking in with the Stone Gaze already active, so TNC has to be able to reset. Despite the arena, despite the positioning, they have to wait. Ice Blast lands afterwards. Multi-shot is going to be slowing some of the heroes down. Another toss back, but it's interrupted by the God's Rebuke. Oh, they were going to reposition him nicely, but that doesn't actually happen. The tier 4s are dead. Their throne is still going to be in danger. Boke takes a huge amount of damage from a Whirling Death. Armel, another round of toss. This time the Earth Spirit instead, missing out on the Medusa. They're going to try and target him, but the Medusa going to work on the throne. They need to be able to stop him. A Hex is going to be able to stall him out a little bit more. They're still dealing with PYW as he is a tanky guy. Now, Disarm actually put onto the Medusa. So the throne is safe for now, but maybe it's actually the Drow Ranger who's in trouble, or maybe all of his allies. Armel going for yet another toss back. They're working their way closer and closer to the fountain bit by bit, and Drow staying inside of the fountain, just putting out the damage, but it's tickling VG Gaming. They hardly take anything at all. The throne is just going to die to the puck at this point in time as a toss finishes off PYW, but it's damage on the throne. That's what matters, and that's how VG Gaming take game 1.
Yeah, VG, they are so clean in just the team distribution of who's in front. They're offering up a Timbersaw continuously, and
Every single patch, we have to work around this. Look, this freaking demon. I hate this as a demon, an Oni, if you will. I know one when I see one. Not a fan of that morph, but that is a very powerful combo.
So they need to be able to win lanes, sounds like to me, right? You want to be able to win this Monkey King lane. They also picked up the Razor against TA, which is a big counter. Brambles should keep Gabby at bay. No, he actually works his way around it. The Boundless Strike, he's getting another hit in. The shot comes in. That's enough to slow him down for a second hit from Gabby. First blood goes to TNC. They were doing a really good job. It felt like in some ways they were actually outplaying VICI Gaming, and then that one team fight happened. They lost all momentum from there. This lineup feels like if it does take that, they'll definitely be able to keep that momentum. Nice sidestep, though. As you said, Gabby is able to deal with this one. Now turning fire, two-man Boundless Strike. That's going to be a lot of damage. Not that Old 11 is even going to die. TNC continuing to win this bottom lane.
I don't think Monkey King's all that favored against Slardar, even though he is a pseudo-ranged melee hero.
These guys are so bloodthirsty.
Yeah,
it's like, you could probably just leave PYW. Like, Gabby's missing out on a ton of CS right now.
And it's usually not that bad of a matchup for TA because of the easy access to just backing off to some camps.
Yeah.
And we see there the pressure on the Morphling. They don't actually have any kill threat on this guy unless they manage to catch him fully agi morphed with chain stuns.
Boom, he blocked in by his own creep. He was so determined to try and stop this pull.
Much harder countered by the mana burn than he was in the past.
So I've got some real old mechanics here. I just don't know if it's still the case. Hold up, Gabby. He's got phase boots. He's kind of tanky to this, but DY is going to be joining into this fight as well. And watch, he's going to wait for the Jingo and look for the purge opportunity. He throws it out, but he already got the Boundless Strike immediately afterwards. So the damage has been done. The Slardar falls. DY is cleaned up by a rotation from the Razor. Looks like because of Shadow Realm.
That is the problem. Is I don't play TA, so I should I know stuff like Clink's Arrow and stuff or Searing Arrows is extra procs, but I don't know about Diffusal Blade.
Yeah,
I will be looking that one up, or if you want to ask for me.
Yeah. Old 11 He will die to Armel.
This is the cool walk it you play, no counterplay form of a gank that heroes like Razor, Viper, Necrophos can make in a game.
Look how close he was to that sentry. Oh, man.
Calculated.
Very calculated.
He did have a sentry of his own earlier that would have seen a sentry if it had been there. So I think he knew that he was safe.
Yeah, Boomy. Gonna be chased underneath this tower, but immediately the RP is gonna go down. Turns around, cookies the two of them as well. Great combo from TNC. They're even gonna have the cleanup kill on DY on aisle 3. Dominating streak.
Okay.
Gabby.
Well, that's exactly how you're supposed to kill the Morphling. Fail. It didn't fail necessarily, but you didn't get anything out of it other than just deterring the tower push from VICI. Now they just take the trade that most teams would consider favorable, the tier 1 mid.
Well, they took it so fast that they can actually be here in time and catch VICI Gaming. In fact, the Wukong's commander is already out. The Templar Assassin is surrounded by units to terrorize. The Mortimer's Kiss isn't quite enough, but they know where he is, and they've got the AoE damage to finish him off. The basically the carry of VICI Gaming is Armel is actually not sticking around in the pit, so maybe it's going to go to Monkey King. He's going to make sure there's nobody close by to jump inside the pit. Gabby with an Aegis means that he can be super independent in this game.
Monkey King ultimate, but because they're behind, he might just need to all in the damage to look for bursting targets.
No, you're right. He is still going to go that blink. There's not a ton of magic damage on TNC anyway. The Refraction's going to block this initial hit of damage, but they still got it.
Oh, no, he has Yules on Razor. Never mind.
Yeah.
That's why he bought it, by the way, guys.
Yeah. Razor is really great at forcing fights. One thing's lacking, stun.
He's got the Bloodseeker syndrome.
Yeah, that's why Rod of Atos and Eul Scepter, very common items on those heroes.
They are the type of heroes that you either need to catch them off guard in the case of the Nyx Assassin so he can't get the carapace off, or at the Razor, he does like a little bit of a long drawn-out fight. He doesn't want like the Veno duration of fights, like 30 seconds, but he wants that full static link to go off.
Yeah. Tims. One trap into another. Now he does hit a really nice impale, and they have the Mortimer's Kisses as well as the Razor coming in. Oh no, the side blades! Watch out, Armel! Nice RP though. He bails him out. Boke, he's gonna skewer him in. It turns into a Boundless Strike. They are AoE chain stun comboing on VICI Gaming. It's just beautiful, but VICI Gaming is still looking to be able to stay a nice blink away. Or can it keep this run going? The Oracle's coming in, but he doesn't have his ultimate anymore. He can stop the magic damage, but the Refraction's burnt out. They've got him.
I gotta give props to DY here.
Got him.
There was a 3-man RP that he had to false promise the Morphling, and he must have targeted his hero portrait at the top, because there's no way he could have purposely done that just by clicking on the hero.
Yeah.
As please point out, don't make me eat my words and commend the Oracle who saved you and make it all for naught.
He's got an E-Blade that he just picked up, but he doesn't have the mana to use it on himself to dodge all these hits. Yikes.
It's like I praise the support for saving the guy, and the guy he saved just that's like a caster's curse by proxy or something like that.
And again and again and again, Gabby is just there to catch these heroes trying to escape from a one-hero setup.
Tims, I would say, is the one that's all over the place.
Yeah,
that's he's just constantly hunting, setting up these engagements. You saw his carapace onto 2, as well as the impale onto 2 that originally started that fight.
I feel like ever since they took away the break mechanic from his ultimate and the nerf the shard, his hero hasn't been quite the same, but Tims is certainly showing that it is still very viable. And against the greediness of VICI Gaming's lineup, he's done a great job of finding pickoffs. Has he gone a little bit too far? Look at him, he's just headlock going straight for them. He pops a spike carapace, and that's enough. The rest of his team is now here, and in fact, he may not even die. Oh, the Lemon's gonna come in, a 3-man crush to be able to finish off Tims, but you could see the Templar Assassin is always on the run. Managed to pop the Refraction and blink away with a false promise on him, but PYW is receiving the brunt of the damage that Razor had just stolen away. One last jump here from Gabby, tries to go for the slaughter, may have caught him in the river, but it's PYW who's unable to escape in the trees. Neither land, nor river, nor sea. It seems like everywhere they go, TNC's got the answers, they've got the catch, and they are killing VICI Gaming heroes.
Ag Shard, who are we going to give it to? I'd say Monkey King. It's a pretty nice Ag Shard. Something you usually don't buy, but it accelerates your ability to just jump around the map. It makes it so you have a reduced cooldown and a lower cast point on when you're jumping from tree to tree.
Look at Tims. Vendetta's out, breaks the smoke. VICI Gaming trying to go for the supports, but they've got Spike Carapace, they've got Ghost Scepter, they're able to protect themselves, but the team is still trying to finish up this Roshan. Wait for him in! Polyo tries for it, but Boundless Strike stops him, and Bokarita takes him on out of the pit, skewers him away. Polyo turning into the Monkey King's gonna try and deal with that, but he's losing all of his allies who followed him into this pit. At first, it's gonna be Old 11 who's dead. Polyo does manage to get the shot out that finishes off Boomy. That's one dead, but uh-oh.
Yes, you could have guessed that with the kill score potentially, but there are 6 kills.
Knocks him away, back inside the game. Boke sets up for another skewer. That'll ensure that PYW dies. Does manage to get out the Terrorize last second. Armel's back into the game, and he has already drained away the Templar Assassin. Turns that damage back around onto DY, onto Polyo. They're dead. Armel is beyond godlike. Gabby is godlike, and TNC are winning this game.
Not to mention the lack of the heal reduction against the Morphling. Attribute shift, which is reduced by heal reduction.
VICI Gaming gonna lose their tier 3 tower, and watch as TNC resets. They do have Boomy coming back in. Okay, then RP just onto 1 to make sure that Old 11 is gonna be, oh no, false promises. Oh,
he will be able to blink.
Gone. Okay, he's gonna be able to blink, but he's taken so much damage. Is he actually gonna die? I don't think he's received a whole lot of heal, and he hasn't. He bottles up futilely as much as he can from Ori, but he is still dead. 2 gone inside of VICI Gaming, and TNC, well, thought they had something maybe there for a second, but no.
Yeah, just poking and prodding. If there was somebody over there, they definitely would have been dead as all hell.
Yeah. Tim's doing something similar. Blinking forward, just trying to throw out the impale. Misses, and is in a bit of trouble. Nope. Pops a Vendetta. Now it's Polyo who's gone in too far. Skewered back into a cookie. Boomy was set up for the long con on that one. And now the long shots of Mortimer's Kisses will finish off the Morphling. More rain of fire happening as the DY trying to get away on the Oracle. Disarms himself, turns around, purges up Armel, but he had a cheese. So he's going to be okay for now. The Boundless Strike actually missing DY. So he's still here. Disarms the Monkey King, but he cannot disarm Boomy, who actually puts the shots in to finish off PYW. Gabby's ready to go. VICI Gaming start charging forward. He's got too much armor that even a meld hit doesn't seem to put a dent into this Razor's HP. 2 lanes of barracks it is. It's not necessarily about the nutrition or the sugar that's in the cookie. It's more about, you know, that grandma's got your back.
Yeah, and the cookies also have smiles on them, which you can look at it as you're eating, and it's an infectious positive emotion.
Oh, look at that. They actually jump forward. Spike Carapace was fast enough from Tims that he's able to hit both of those heroes with an impale as well. The RP onto both of them. VICI Gaming, you've been answered in so many ways. TNC, they have just taken down bit by bit each one of their heroes.
Just call it. This is embarrassing. Yeah. They're just pummeling them into the ground as he's not even hitting the buildings. Gabby's just jumping in. He's got a couple other extra building hitters that Assault Cuirass makes everyone do a pretty good amount of damage.
He wants to pad more of those stats. The cookie comes up. It actually stops the Boundless Strike, so maybe not quite what they wanted. PYW trying to save his own life. Again, Terrorize as he dies. And I believe our cores, they still not have a single death to either one of their names. Yep, 0-0-0. What a clean game. Tim's almost dying there.
Give this mag an assist.
Through it.
Give him an assist. Yes.
Got it.
4-0-20 for our boy Bach in the offlaner.
Yeah, what a fantastic job TNC managed to do in this game too. After, you know, kind of getting walked over there in the last half of game 1, they came back with a vengeance this time around.